Today we're going to talk about how to light a Bunsen burner. So I have my Bunsen burner, a striker, and a hose. I'm going to start by checking my hose. We want to make sure that it doesn't have any cracks or holes in it. So I have a bad one here to show as an example. It has cracks in it and it even has a small hole that's unsafe to use. So this hose is going to go directly into the trash can. The hose that I am using is completely intact and is ready to be used. With our Bunsen burner, we want to make sure that the valves are open. So on the bottom, there's a valve that adjusts how much gas gets into the Bunsen burner. And on the stem, there's a valve that adjusts how much air gets into the Bunsen burner. And you just want to make sure that they can both move. Next, we're going to attach our hose to our Bunsen burner and our gas valve. So I'm going to remove the cap from my gas valve and just slide it to the side. And I'm going to put my hose onto my gas outlet and onto my Bunsen burner. And it needs to go on about 1/2 inch onto both of these nozzles. Next, we're going to turn the gas on. So right now it's in the off position. It's 90 degrees away from the nozzle. If it was over on this side at 90 degrees, it would also be in the off position. And then when the handle is pointing with the nozzle, that's when it's turned on. So I'm going to turn it on and then I'm going to use my striker. And I'm going to hit my striker right above the Bunsen burner to turn it on. When you use the striker, you want to push down and across to create some friction on that flint to make a spark. If you're pushing up and across, it's not creating enough friction to get that spark that you need. With our flame, we now need to adjust it. So right now it's an orange color, it's not going to be the right temperature, and that tells us that there's too much air going into our flame. So we're going to adjust the stem valve. So I'm going to turn my valve so that we end up with a blue cone and a smaller blue cone in the middle. So that looks like a good colored flame. We have a blue outer cone, a lighter blue inner cone, but it's a bigger flame than what we need. So to adjust the height, we're going to use our valve on the bottom. And I'm turning the valve to limit how much gas is going through, and it makes our flame slightly smaller. And right there is about a good height that what we want. So we have a good air to gas ratio and a good height, and we are ready to heat up our reaction. Last thing we want to talk about is safety. Once you've lit a Bunsen burner, you never want to walk away from it. You also want to make sure that you're completely aware of it at all times. So when you're reaching around it and doing the rest of your reaction, make sure that you don't knock it over and make sure you don't catch your sleeves on fire.